Welcome to Todo Sarap! I'm going to show you how to cook Mac-style fried chicken. Here's what we need: seasoning mix, salt, ground pepper, lemongrass, 1 whole chicken. The chicken should only be this size. I need to rub the chicken by mixing 2 tablespoons of seasoning mix. Let's just put it in the bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. About half teaspoon of ground pepper. And we just need to stir this all together. Next step is to rub this to the outside skin of the chicken. Make sure we don't miss any parts of the chicken, even between the legs, between the arms, even inside the skin. You need to kind of flip this skin and just put your fingers there. And also the inside of the chicken. We need to make this as flavorful as we can. And after dry rubbing this chicken with all the spices, I also need to add some lemongrass inside the chicken. So let's cut the end of the lemongrass about 1 inch. And then let's mash it or pound it to make it softer, because we need to tie this into a knot before we can put the whole stock inside the chicken. And this is the lemongrass that I tied into a knot. So we just need to put this inside the chicken. I love lemongrass because it really adds flavor and it's very aromatic. Just make sure that the lemongrass is all the way inside the chicken so it doesn't come out when it's time to cook the chicken. Okay, here's my finishing touch before we put this chicken into the steamer. After doing this, we can now make our steamer ready by adding some water and make sure it's boiling before we put the chicken inside the steamer and cover this tightly with a lid. For this size of the chicken, 1.7 pounds, I only need 30 minutes to steam this. After that, turn off the heat and we need to let it cool or air dry the chicken for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours before we fry it. And when it's cold enough, you don't want to get burnt, you can remove the lemongrass and now it's ready for frying. We need to deep fry the chicken and we need a lot of oil, so I added 4 cups of oil. And this is the other way to check the temperature of the oil. So I put the wooden spoon into the oil, and if you see that it sizzles or bubbles, it means it's at around 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius, and that's the only time you can fry this chicken for 5 minutes on each side. After 5 minutes, we can turn this to the other side. If you have a deep fryer, that's better, so you don't have to keep turning the chicken over. But if you don't, you can also use this to save some oil. We don't want to overcook the chicken because we already steamed this earlier. I just want the skin to be crispy and really juicy on the inside. So let's take this out. Let's drain some of the oil before we put this on a plate with paper towel. And now the chicken is done. I'm going to show you how tender is the chicken. Ooh, look at that. I got the bone. Who doesn't like fried chicken? Try this Mac style fried chicken recipe and I'm sure you will love it. Again, thank you guys for watching.